the world of real estate.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the 5-Minute Real Estate Gab with me, Gabby Fernandez, along with Foster. Now this is our third episode and I'm excited that you have decided to expand your knowledge of the real estate world. In our first two episodes we talked about real estate in general, and we also talked about renting versus buying. In this episode we will cover what qualifying for a mortgage is like. This is one of the first steps you have to complete before buying a home. Now you can either find a realtor first and have them recommend a mortgage broker, or you can find a mortgage broker on your own. Now mortgage brokers are available at most banks, but there are also dedicated mortgage broker offices in your area. If you have any friends that have bought a home as well, ask them for recommendations. It is important to get plenty of research done to know what kind of lender you're going to be working with. You want to be able to find a lender that will work with you patiently and will keep constant and open communication about the process. Before you get to look at homes, a realtor will ask you if you are pre-approved or pre-qualified. These are two different things and one is more valuable than the other. Getting pre-qualified is the initial step in the mortgage process and it's generally fairly simple. You supply a bank or lender with your overall financial picture, including your debt, income, and assets. After evaluating this information, a lender can give you an idea of the mortgage amount for which you qualify. Pre-qualification can be done over the phone or on the internet, and there's usually no cost involved. Loan pre-qualification does not include an analysis of your credit report or an in-depth look at your ability to purchase a home. The initial pre-qualification step allows you to discuss any goals or needs you may have regarding your mortgage with your lender. At this point, a lender can explain your various mortgage options and recommend the type that might be best suited for your situation. Getting pre-approved is the next step. It tends to be much more involved in pre-qualification. You'll complete an official mortgage and then supply the lender with the necessary documentation to perform an extensive check on your financial background and current credit rating. Blah. Typically at this stage you will not have found a house yet though, so any reference to property on the application will be left blank. From this, the lender can tell you the specific mortgage amount for which you are approved. You'll also have a better idea of the interest rate you will be charged on the loan, and in some cases you might be able to lock in a specific rate. With a pre-approval, you will receive a conditional commitment in writing from an exact loan amount, allowing you to look for a home at or below that price level. Obviously, this puts you at an advantage when dealing with a potential seller, as he or she will know you're one step closer to obtaining an actual mortgage. After the application process, you will go through the processing stage and then to the underwriter, who verifies and double checks all the paperwork and makes sure everything's in line. After being approved for that, you will be ready for the closing, sometimes after an appraisal. Alright, now that we have a little bit of knowledge about the process, let's review the different types of loans available. The first one we're going to look at is an FHA loan. This is a government-backed loan program. FHA stands for Federal Housing Administration. It is sponsored by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, and their mission is to provide low-cost, affordable financing. Some of the advantages include a low down payment, no special first-time buyer requirement, or non-occupant co-borrowers are allowed with this program. What does that mean? Well, it means that a parent or a family member can go co-sign for the loan for a child or close relative without having to live in the home. FHA also allows 203K loans, which allow you to borrow for the purchase price and repairs for the home you may find. FHA loans are better for applicants with low credit scores. Next one we're going to talk about is a VA loan. It's a Veterans Administration loan available to active or retired military personnel who served a minimum of 100 days of active service or National Guard or reservists with 6 years or more of service. This loan has lots of great features for military veterans. There's no down payment requirement on these loans and it provides credit score flexibility. We also have a conventional loan, which you might have heard of. This is your typical mortgage loan available. It's pretty straightforward. You can still receive the loan with a small down payment of roughly 5% or so. Now here's the exciting one, VHDA. This loan program for first-time home buyers, it stands with the Virginia Housing Development Authority. With a VHDA loan, you need less money for closing. Sometimes there are even grants available that allow you to have 0.5% down on the house at closing. This loan type does require that the buyer takes an educational course on the loan process. However, if you qualify for this, totally worth it. Now there are other loan types available in several different areas, and the ones that we have gone over are often the most used. When it comes to qualifying for a mortgage, it's not as cut and dry as having money and a good credit score. there are many factors that go into figuring out if you qualify or not. They will look at your credit score, of course, and it doesn't have to be ridiculously high. Some people have gotten loans in the low 600s. The mortgage lender will also be able to look at your current financial situation. So don't be surprised if they ask for W-2s for the past 2 years or pay stubs for the last couple months. This is totally normal. All they're trying to do is measure your debt-to-income ratio to calculate if you can comfortably get yourself in this loan. Their job is to feel comfortable letting you borrow money, and not just any money, enough money to finance one, if not the biggest purchase you will ever make in your whole entire life. Anyway, this pretty much covers the basics of finding a home mortgage. If you still have any questions, give me a call or shoot me an email. I've worked with some of the most incredible mortgage lenders in the area, and I'd be more than happy to refer them to you. Now, getting a home doesn't have to be a scary process, guys. Stay tuned for next week's episode as we discuss finding a quality real estate agent. But anyway, until next time, have a wonderful weekend. This has been 5 Minute Real Estate Gab with me, Gabby Fernandez. Take care of yourselves.